traders, this is Rich with Breathingwiththemarkets.com. Today is September 14th, 2025. Why prop firms? Why straight to funded? And why live? I know that you can get confused listening to a bunch of gurus out there that try to justify why and where they trade. And then it makes you feel like maybe you're not as savvy as they are. Maybe you're not as skillful as they are. Maybe you'll never reach the level that they're at. All of that is bullshit. I'm here to tell you that if you're trading a prop firm and you're trading the market objectively, you're going to get better and better each and every day. Don't listen to those that tell you if you go straight to funded that you have some skill that most do not. It's easy to go to straight to funded. All you have to do is pay the money and then you can call yourself a trader, right? And then you get a payout from straight to funded. And they'll tell you that the reason they go to straight to funded is because they have an edge in the market. Bullshit. I see with my own eyes those individuals that say that straight to funded is better than taking a test account first. And I'll give you the reason. I have no problem taking the test accounts. My mentees have no problems taking the test accounts. That builds a skill. It doesn't tear it down. A skill is in progress. A skill is a lifetime. A skill will continue to grow each and every day that you practice. No one says that you have to practice each and every day to become successful at trading. But what you do need to do, you must have the appropriate education to practice the right way. The basics. Basics in everything. If you can master the basics, you're going to be more successful than trying to show off, trying to show a big bank account. When in reality, those individuals cannot trade day in and day out. They get lucky. They don't show you the 10 or 12 losses that they had just prior to a big gain. It's pretty simple. If you can trade on a higher time frame, does not mean you can trade on a lower time frame. But I'll tell you one thing that's guaranteed, and it's factual, and it can be backed up by evidence in the market. If you can trade on a lower time frame and have an extremely high hit rate, you can certainly trade on a higher time frame. It's just you're going to wait a lot longer. A 5-minute candle is going to be like, wow, this is a long time. A 15-minute candle, holy shit, long time. 4 hour or an hour, a daily, weekly, monthly. When you get up in the higher time frames, it's an investment, traders. That's what you're doing. You're investing. It doesn't matter. You can call yourself a forex trader, a future trader, a stock trader. I'm in a trade. I think one trade is like 4 months. I'm freaking break even, and I'm in this trade for like 4 months without a stop loss. I think it's 4 months. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but a shitload of time. It feels like 4 months, right? So I'm not worried about anything. There's a reason why I do that, and I don't explain it here. But the point is prop firms are very useful for those who want to gain a skill in the market. A lot of people try to take advantage of the prop firm industry in a sense that they have the availability to gamble. You know, whether you're betting on football, horses, you know, whether gambling is legal in your state or not, depending on where you live, casinos, it's quick money, it's quick gratification, and a lot of people like that thrill. But to be quite honest with you, I don't know any gamblers over a period of time without other resources coming in, or they just have money to blow. I don't know anyone, including the internet, that can actually sustain this over their lifetime. They might be young. They might be 23 years old. They might be 30 years old. And they think that they got the world by the tail. It's not true. They are just a small piece of sand in an entire beach. One thing you don't bring is sand to the beach, right? There's plenty of sand. One thing you don't do is bring your gambling habit to the market. The market has more money than you. Every time I take a trade and I win, or scalp, or swing trade, investment, every time that I have a positive P&L, someone on the other side of that trade is scratching their head. It's a fact. We're going to win and we're going to lose. I look at trading as probabilities. What is the highest probability that I can turn positive trades day in and day out? Because say you invested $1 on all of these trades and you took 50 trades a day and you made $50 net after fees and everything else. That would be a great day. The strongest point of that trading day is not how much you made, it's how many trades did you take to get there. Because the more trades that you take, the better your skill is going to get, the better your psychology. A fear of missing out and anxiety comes from a lack of knowledge. A lack of knowledge also comes from a lack of trades in the market. If you think that you're going to make one great trade a week, or if I lose 2 trades today, I'm going to quit. I don't like quitters. Why would you do that? Why would you limit yourself that in a game you tell the coach, hey coach, I'm only good for 2 at-bats. If I come around the 3rd time, get in a DH, I'm fucking worthless. You know what he's gonna say? Johnny, why don't you just go ahead and sit on the bench? We got a player that can play the entire game. Right? We have people that want the entire pie. We don't want people that have just a slice of the pie. We want them to be able to trade high and low all day long. We want them to be able to trade with the market like glue, short and long, all day long. Can you do that? And if you can't do that, then you know that there's room to grow, right? So if you cannot trade the market like glue, then you have a lot of room to grow, right? So think about it. Why trade prop firms? Prop firms give you an advantage if you have a skill in the market. Let me say that again. The prop firms give you an advantage if you have a skill in the market. Let's take Profit Trader, for example. I just had a mentee on. We were talking back and forth about Take Profit Trader. After that video, he went back and showed me he did have 5 credits, okay? So credit to Take Profit Trader. Will did have 5 credits available. Unfortunately, he did not scroll down to the bottom of the page to pay for the pro accounts. And once again, he has those credits. They're not going to go anywhere, and he'll be taken care of. Depends on how he wants to handle it. But let's take this for example. You buy one account, and I'm just talking about Take Profit Trader. You buy one account, and when you buy one account and you pass, it goes to pro account. So it's a one-time activation fee at this date and time, unless they changed it overnight, which I doubt it. And then once you pass, and then you end up getting a payout with that one account without any resets, they even refund your money. So it didn't cost you basically anything to get into that account. But here's the thing. It did cost Will the education, right? So he did pay for his education at breathingwiththemarkets.com to get him to a continuous level of growth over a period of time. He is going to surpass the amount of money that he paid for his education tremendously. I don't even want to put a number on it. I mean, he'll blow it out of the water. So I'm confident with that he will, if he stays the course, right? You stay the course and you continue to hone in on what I teach you. Over a period of time, you're going to get better and better and better, and then the sky is the limit. What is the limit? It depends on each individual trader. Like I said, I am here to change one life at a time. I am here to help you put food on the table, to possibly make a car payment, to possibly pay for your education, continuing education, i.e. for your kids, your children, around the house, pay off bills, whatever it may be, whatever you think is profitable for you, right? So if you had a supplemental income in trading, that's a positive thing, right? As long as you're not gambling, because gambling's not going to work. You must have a skill set in trading, not a hunch, intuition, not how long you've been in the market. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the market. It doesn't matter if you've never traded before. I can help you. If you've never had any trading before, it may take a little bit longer for me to get you where you need to be, but you're not going to have any bad habits. So if you're repeating the same thing like a robot day in and day out, how could you not get better? I mean, scientifically, you can't prove that somebody's not going to get better over time repeating the same thing over and over again. And then their speed will automatically get faster and faster. So when you turn on a chart, like I can turn on any chart and within a split second know if I need to be in that market or not. A lot of times I'll turn on a chart and I'm looking for an account. I have money tied up in live and I have money tied up at different brokers or different platforms, and I'm looking to figure out what I can trade at that moment in time. And if I don't have anything available because I have other things tied up, then I'll go ahead and buy an account, take that trade. Not because I need that trade, not because I need that money. It's because I'm continuing to work on the skill. It's the same thing over and over. Just because I have that skill and just because I can read the market like that doesn't mean I quit. A lot of traders, you're not going to sit there and retire in a year. It's going to be a lifelong process for you. It's going to be something that's just incorporated in your life. I'm saying this with a high probability. Maybe true, maybe not for your situation. But if you trade prop firms and you're able to, and you have a skill, why not take the low road and prove to yourself over and over and over again that you can pass any test. You can pass any test with any rules. It just verifies and solidifies exactly what you're doing. And then you go to your funded account, right? So people pay more to skip that process, and I'll tell you the reason why. Is because they have a hard time passing. It's a fact. They can't pass these test accounts. They spend, tons and tons of money trying to pass these test accounts. And here's the question, is they go straight to funded, they still have to trade for 10 days. So what does straight to funded do for you? You're having to trade 10 days. So like on Take Profit or on these other prop firms, you're probably in and out at 7 days, regardless of how you do it, whether it's one firm or the next, right? And then you get daily payouts. And the straight to funded, what do you get? I think it resets. I don't have any straight to funded accounts, but I think it resets, right? So you take a payout and I think it resets. You might have another 8 or 10 days to trade again. So is that straight to funded really something that you want? Well, it is if for one, you might have the money, and for two, you can't pass test accounts anyways, because it shows who you are and what your skill level is, right? That doesn't mean that people that gamble and to throw up their hands and say, hey, I passed, 5 or 6 or 10 test accounts, therefore I know how to trade. Don't listen to the bullshit. If they're not trading objectively in the market, listen to the way they talk, okay? If they're not trading objectively in the market, run. Don't ingest that information. That information is not going to help you, okay? If they say, I take every red candle after another red candle. I take every red candle after 2 other red candles, and I look at the closure of the candle. That can be different each and every time, right? But they want to try to justify what is objective. Objective, when we talk about objective trading, is we can go back in history on any chart, on any time frame. It doesn't matter whether it be futures, stocks, Forex, it doesn't matter. I can show you, and the mentees can see it for themselves each and every time what I am talking about. It's objective. It's right there. Any time frame, any pair, any symbol, stocks, cats, dogs, beef, corn, chicken, I don't care what it is. If it moves in the market, it's tradable. And if it moves in the market, it is algorithmic. Okay? It's not about fundamentals. Okay? What does fundamentals do for you anyways? And who's putting out the information? Do you believe that? Do you believe what you see when somebody reports that they've made 1.4 billion more than last quarter? Right? What was their cost? Right? I mean, what is all of this information? But the bottom line is, regardless of whether it looks good or it looks bad, how do you know that information is accurate? Can someone slip a 0 in there and then claim by accident? How about the jobs report? Last year or something about they missed the market by 890,000 jobs. Don't quote me on that, right? 890,000 jobs off. No, that's not an accident. That was intentional, right? And whoever was plugging in the numbers should be fucking fired immediately anyways, right? So what do fundamentals do for you? It only speeds up the process. Listen to me carefully, traders. How many times have you saw a good earnings report and the stock goes down? How many times have you saw a bad earnings report and the stock takes off through the roof? Why? The market's manipulated, and the market is not controlled by informational bullshit coming in. It is controlled by the candles that you see in the market, the algorithm. So if the market is set up to go long, it's not just going to turn around. It has to set up to turn around. What does that mean to you? You don't know if you don't know how to trade objectively in the market, of course. So why would you all of a sudden take a short when a manipulation candle goes short and then kicks ass to the long side, right? You can't guess. That's guessing in the market. All of these people that are giving information on the news, they're reading from a piece of paper, as the candles are taking off up and down and blowing through everything that you had your horizontal line on. And then you look down to the left and then you try to figure out why that happened, right? You figure out why this happened. And then you justify to yourself, well, that's the reason why, because there's a low down there. Oh, and doesn't that look like an order block? I mean, you can continue to talk yourself into a dark hole in trading. You're not going to be able to justify that because it must be able to repeat over and over and over again in order to be objective, right? There are candles big and small. I get it. Short and tall, wicks, high and low, no wicks, dojis, all of this crap that you hear. You're right, they're not all the same. But if you don't have the pieces of the puzzle to fit it all together in an objective way, for the highest probability, you're not going to get it. You are still gambling. And that's my job. My job is to teach you how to put everything together like a puzzle with the highest probability. So what do people do? Smart traders leverage. I leverage the prop firms. I leverage their money. Why? I can pass their tests with my eyes closed almost, right? If I just saw the chart and closed my eyes and pressed the button and I had enough drawdown, I'm going to pass. The only thing is sometimes I make too much and then all of a sudden I have to figure out how to lose $300 or $400 because I am only able to make $1,500. So passing one day or passing in 2 days, whatever. All it is time. But the point is, can you do it? Can you trade freely in the market? I mean, I don't wake up and I'm not looking for, over the weekend, I'm not marking these charts up on the top-down analysis and I'm going, all of these confluences, the daily and the 4 hour and the 1 hour are, they're all bullish or they're bearish. They don't even know what bullish and bearish is, to be honest with you. That's dangerous also, right? The mentees understand what I'm talking about. These guys and girls don't even know what bullish and bearish look like. That's a fact. That is a fact. So you follow these people and you go, yes, honey, yeah, I got to do a top-down analysis. Check this shit out. I go to a daily and I mark and then I drop down to the 4 hour and I mark again. And We go down to an hour in a market, say, see, honey, this is where we're going to get in. Shit, you know what I'm talking about? 3 steps and I'm in. Gambling. That's gambling. They don't even know they're gambling, and I feel sorry for them. They don't know they're gambling. They're following gurus. Gurus are coming out telling you, no, they didn't make millions of dollars. They make tons of money on these affiliations. They have these live streams. They can't trade on the live stream, and then they're telling you that they trade straight to funded because if you have an edge in the market, it's best to go to straight and funded. But it's best to go to straight to funded. Let me explain this to you, traders. No, it's not. Again, against what the majority would tell you, right? No, it's not. If you have a skill in the market, aren't you supposed to buy low, right? If I'm buying something for 50 bucks, all I got to do is pass it. If I'm buying something for 100 bucks, all I have to do is pass it. And then I go to the next level. That's a skill. I like to buy low. I teach the mentees how to buy low and sell high. Yes, that's correct. Because that's what you're supposed to do in the market. You're not supposed to keep buying and buying and buying as the markets go up, clowns. You're not supposed to do that. That cuts your profits in half, but no one will tell you that, right? No one will tell you that. Look at the internet and what they say. Add into those positions. Why do they tell you not to add in? Don't add in on a losing trade. Who is the rocket scientist that knows when you have a losing trade? They had a losing trade right when they push the button, but they won't admit it because they don't have the knowledge to figure that out. Geez, that's a thought, right? If you don't have the knowledge to figure out that right when you push the button, you had a losing trade to begin with, regardless of whether you came out profitable on that trade. If you can't back it up, then you can't trade it. And if you can't back it up with objective evidence in the market, you shouldn't be trading it. And if you can't back it up with objective evidence and teach with objective evidence, then you shouldn't be probably teaching. Are you getting this? Right? So who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to mentor you? Somebody that's showing you $500,000-$600,000? How did they get that money? Where's all those trades? Did they commingle the money? With a high probability, yes, they did. They commingled their money, their businesses, their other businesses. If they have one a bank account, once you transfer from one account to another account, it's all commingled, right? So what identifies that that money just strictly came from that, right? And then are they dumping money from their personal account into another account to buy whatever? Stocks, futures, Forex? You know, think about it. An objective strategy or an edge in the market through an objective approach, methodical approach to gain a skill is the most powerful thing in the world. It is. If the golfers, you know, skill, man, I mean, to hit that little ball, you know, I play baseball when, you know, you have 2 round objects coming together and you can be a 1/16 of an inch off or less and have a ground ball or a fly ball, a pop up, and you're out. I mean, to hit the sweet spot on a golf ball, man, when I go out golfing, I'll tell you what, I'm a hacker. I'm gonna go out today and go to Top Golf. I'm swinging for the fence, man. I ain't lying. I'll hit that fence in the back, absolutely. But I'll tell you right now, I'm swinging for the fence, right? Because I like to go out there and crush. Does it mean my form is correct? No. Does it mean I could do that each and every swing? No. But a golfer that can drive that far and has the technique, that's who I want on my team, right? I don't want somebody on my team, such as myself, in golf per se, that I'm going to swing. I'm going to swing like it's, you know, that ball's coming in right at the belt, and I'm taking a hack at that mother. But you can't swing a golf club like a baseball bat, right? So, but it's that last couple seconds that you just want to crush the shit out of it, and what happens? Boop. It may dribble, right? I don't have the dribble too often, but you understand what I'm saying is, you know, to each his own. It's not how hard you swing. It's not how fast you swing. It's how smooth and consistent you can be. That comes from the appropriate education first, in applying that education, and then over a period of time, you're going to convince yourself that I don't need to swing harder. I need to swing with consistency. And over a period of time, that club head is going to get faster and faster naturally. Versus me, I'm going to crush it. I'm starting from zero, and that thing is sailing right through that ball. And come to find out, that ball's not going to go as far as somebody that has a smooth swing and can do it with their eyes closed. That's like trading. I cannot be more specific. I tried to give you and analyze things in real life compared to trading. Nobody across the internet has done that for you. I am doing that for you. Why? Because I am telling you the truth. I am being honest with you. It's not about years in the market. It is about a skill. And I can teach you that skill. I am confident I can teach you that skill. I will tell you everything that you learned, throw it aside, clear your head, and allow me to teach you a skill for a lifetime. If you want to learn a skill, go to breathingwiththemarkets.com and I will teach you a skill for a lifetime. And you will get better each and every day. I'm not going to leave you. I'm not going to charge you extra because you just don't get it. I'm confident in how I teach. You're going to get it. Trust me, you're going to get it. I wish you well. Peace, traders.